Hello everyone and welcome to Geopolitical Trends. Good to be with you as always. As geopolitical analyst, I ask, what can we conclude from both BRICS and G20 summits when it comes to global financial system? The answer may vary and depending on whom you ask. One thing is sure, the US dollar's dominance is being challenged on several fronts simultaneously, from countries choosing to conduct trade in local currencies to BRICS developing its own currency. And gold is in no doubt paying attention to all these dynamics. It's no secret by now that China is pushing ahead with the de-dollarization, storing gold for the 10th straight month, cut its holdings of the US Treasuries to the lowest level since 2000. To put this in perspective for you, China's stockpile of gold increased by 29 tons in August to about 2,165 tons, and this is according to Bloomberg. A total of about 217 tons were added over the last 10 months alone. So the objective is clear. China's push to erode the dollar dominance of global trade and investment flow, as well as its status as the world reserve currency. Of note, China isn't the only country that is boosting gold holdings. According to a World Gold Council report, which was released in May of this year, 62% of central banks estimate that the yellow metal, gold that is, will make up a greater share of reserves in the next 5 years. So China and several other countries have stepped up efforts to reduce their reliance on the US dollar in international trade and investments in recent years, especially with the United States leveraging the dollar's global supremacy to slap economic and financial sanctions on countries including, as you may know, Russia and Iran, among others. Skylar Montgomery of Global Data TS Lombards wrote last month, and I quote, "The dollar's reserve status is a privilege that gives the United States significant political, economic, and market influence." End of quote. She also added, and I quote, that weaponization of the dollar is part of the reason why China, Russia, and the likes, and other BRICS nations have vied for an alternative to the US dollar. End of quote. Meanwhile, BRICS nations are also exploring the option of creating a common currency to challenge the US dollar. And now with new 6 members that includes Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iran, Egypt, Argentina, and Ethiopia. This leads me to talk about today's sponsor of this video, Westlake Gold Mining, stock ticker USWRLGF. The company was established in 2016, and with it, its business model. So here's the thing, analysts will agree that the potential for this company for greater return is most likely. Let me explain. The first thing you need to know about this company is that the location or the region it operates in a Red Lake region, which is not only rich in gold but also has a high-grade gold. This region in Canada, which is called the Red Lake, has a high-grade gold area which was founded in 1925. That's when they found gold. That's how back far it goes. For about a decade, its regional airport there became one of the busiest in the world. And you know the reason why? Because so many flooded the region in search of gold. Interestingly, Madsen mine, which is located in a Red Lake region, which operated for the last 30 years, has a high infrastructure and was in care and maintenance till about the early 2000s. And about 2 years ago, the founder of the Lionsgate, billionaire Frank Giustra, who is a self-made mining tycoon who was, by the way, among the founding of the Gold Corp, turning it into one of the largest gold company in the world. So what did he do? He bought Madsen Mine from the bankrupt company and now owns the mine and the mill. The bankrupt company that was worth, get this guys, $1 billion, Frank purchased it for $60 million. It was a bargain for any shrewd investor or anyone with common sense and money, of course, not sort of to let this opportunity pass by. So the market cap for this company now is $60 million. The same assets the bankrupt company had for $1 billion valuation. And by the way, the company, the bankrupt that is, was mismanaged the funds and went bankrupt during COVID. Now the new company has a new solid team, and let me share with you some information about this team. We'll start with the CEO. His name is Shane Williams, who built 4 mines in his career and was the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Skinna Resources. Now Skinna Resources, its shares went from 50 cents to $16 a share in a span of 3 years. That's remarkable. And given his experience, Shane knows exactly how to take gold projects forward. Then we have 2 members of the board. Tony Mukesh was the CEO of Kirkland Gold, arguably the most famous and successful gold company of the 2010s. The next person is Duncan Middlemiss, who was the CEO of the Western Gold Mine, went from 50 cents to $20 a share over his tenure as a CEO. So the reason I'm highlighting this and sharing this with you is because this team is experienced, knowledgeable, and successful when it comes to gold mining. Their track record speaks for itself. This opportunity, by the way, bore out of mismanagement and poor execution of the previous team, plus COVID, of course, the lockdown, which created this opportunity that Frank Giustra, the billionaire, seized and capitalized on. And this is exactly the business model Frank used to build. That's how he built Gold Corp into the largest gold company in the world. It's a very lucrative opportunity, I say. The first thing this team is going to do is to reduce liability, to stabilize the project. And this is exactly what the market wants to see, because the reason the previous owner had to sell the company because the market was disgusted and did not like how the project was managed. So the plan is this. The company, Westlake Mining, will restart the drilling, restart planning to get the project into production, then start executing the production. And here is the key. Once you have a mill, which is a strategic asset, you can just start consolidating all assets in the region by becoming the biggest or bigger and bigger cash flow operating miner. And that's the vision of the company, Westlake Mining. So, what do we have here? We have an incredible management team, an incredible opportunity, an incredible valuation, an incredible jurisdiction, and an ownership. In addition to going back and prove to the market that this project is indeed worth $1 billion if it is put in the right hand with the market cap of only $60 million and $13 million in cash at hand. So the company is brand new and has such a low market cap. And by the way, the audience, you are the first to know about this. The other aspect you need to know is that hard cost assets, which is about $350 million, are already in the mine and the mill alone. Meaning that if everything fails, which I don't expect, it still has that much in assets already. So if they lose everything, they still have the mill and the infrastructure already in this mine. selling the asset with the potential of making 6 times your money. And by the way, just FYI, the cost of replacement value for the mine and the mill runs between $600 to $700 million. So, what are you waiting for? You can either invest in Westlake Gold Mining, stock ticker USWRLGF today, or let this opportunity slip away, as demand for gold is only going to grow moving forward. Once again, the company is Westlake Gold Mining, stock ticker USWRLGF. Check it out. And remember, there is always risk in investments and there are no guarantees. Thank you.